Hey, loving this motherfucker for real though. Shit, man. Like I said, I was coming back with a part two on this. I was coming back with a part two. We're gonna be doing a series, man. This is a long video, and I know y'all. I know a lot of people attention span ain't all that up to par. I'm not trying to diss or down people for saying that, but it's just true facts. A lot of people don't like have their attention on one thing for so long because they're not used to watching a long amount of information. There's a lot of people that just got low attention spans, man. I'm just gonna say it like that. So like, here we go. And I know this. I know this. I know this and I know this. So we gonna get into this video and man, yo, the information that's already been given is like facts, like straight fact. Like what the fuck? So like with that being said, we're gonna get into this. We are at like I time stamped it, but I like rewinded like 10 seconds further so we can refresh our memory from the last video. So like where we at right now is the Social Security Act. So what I know about the Social Security Act is very suspect. Like, cause like the Social Security Act really puts child support involved with that shit. Like, you feel me? They really track your ass through child support. I mean, they really track you. The way they track, the way they fucking track you is through your Social Security. That's why it's a Social Security Act, and that's why child support is under the Social Security Act. That's why welfare is under the Social Security Act. So here it is. Um, welfare was not welfare, but Social Security Act was created in 1935, and that was before Martin Luther King. But I can't believe Martin Luther King was on the side of welfare. I really disagree with that shit. But hey, I'm just gonna say, hey, what was Martin Luther King trying to do? Like that church shit had that man going crazy. Like I ain't gonna lie, nigga, being in church had niggas thinking they could just lead people down some kind of fucking, some kind of, path, like to to help, and it's false help. It's straight false ass help, man. That's why I think, man. That's just the truth on me. But like for real though, I feel like that's why I feel like Martin Luther King did. He didn't. I'm not really agreeable with 40% of Martin Luther King. I'm not fully percent agree on everything he did, everything he have done, and everything he said. I'm not. I don't agree fully at all. I just want to say that. But here we go. I feel like, and side note, I feel like also that Martin Luther King was being used. He was being taken advantage of. He was being used. That's how I feel. That's why I see. That's why I see when history tells me what happened in the past. But here we go, man. So Social Security Act. So everybody in this fucking state, not in the state, everybody in this fucking country has a Social Security. That's definitely for sure. You are born with a Social Security. If you are not born with Social Security, you cannot do nothing really in this life. You can't really do really shit for it. Like you got to know your Social Security number. You got to know about heart. You're gonna have to know about heart. That's crazy, right? And a Social Security number is supposed to be something that like social your security in this society. You know, in this world of United States, that you got to have Social Security. So let's get to this video and do this thing. I'm gonna be talking. Yes, I do this. That's why we are doing parts. We gotta break this down and make sure we understand this fully. Let's go.
from the Social Security Act. The Social Security Act was started in 1935, and we have a team of researchers. We've got
Let her
7
rock it.
people on our research team that have researched Title 4D for a cumulative 38 years when we add all of our time together. So we've spent the time trying to understand this to figure out what has happened. Well, the Social Security Act was started for the purpose of providing a social safety net for low income people. It was to take care of those that were dependent members of the population, and dependent meant dependent on the government because they could not take care of themselves due to poverty. So it was a way, the Social Security Act is a way of protecting those people, as we have learned, on a temporary basis for a period of time in their life when they can't do it themselves.
Look, look. You hear what she just said? Keep them out of poverty. What the fuck? Who was in poverty then? You feel me? Who was in poverty? Majority. Black folk. Who was living poorly? Black folk. So I just want to know, who was they thinking about back then? Majority, when this was going on, when this act was created. Was black people on welfare before segregation? That's all I want to know. Cause this is before segregation time, and yo, man, I'm gonna hit y'all with something, bro. I'm gonna hit y'all with something. So they tell us that, they have nothing to do with slavery, right? Today's people have nothing to do with slavery back then, right? Then why are we going off the times of why are we going off of everything that was made back in those times, the horriblest fucking times of the fucking United States, they say. That was the horriblest times. Segregation, all this fucking racism, all that kind of stuff back in the day, right? They know this time was going on. This type of shit was going on back in the 1930s, right? So why the fuck are we still following these kind of laws and these kind of fucking guidelines and shit? When they was created in the wrong mindset, a mind state. So what mindset do we have today? It's totally different. It's totally different from what the fuck they did in 1935. Our mindsets was definitely fucking different now. And they can't tell us nothing different. They can't tell us shit. Because this right here, how is this working? This is not working, but it's like we're being forced to make it work. And yes, people can be forced to make things work. People can force themselves to make something work because people gotta figure out another way. Just make it. Just figure out. Just think how much easier it would be if this shit was more corrected, up to date. Just make it make sense, bro. They ain't trying to fix this shit. It's the year 2022. This video was made in 2019. She's talking about something that was created in 1935. Do the math, man. Do the math on how much shit happened within a time frame. Like, man, that's whatever. I I know my fucking history. I know history like a motherfucker. Bitch, these motherfuckers threw children, black fucking babies in the fucking swamps with alligators for fucking alligator bait. They was throwing my fucking people in fucking swamps. White people was throwing black kids, babies in the fucking ocean, bro. Not in the ocean, in the swamp with fucking alligators to get eaten for bait. Like, what the? And they put it on fucking mail stickers, bro. They put them on mail, bro. You think I'm playing, bro? No, fuck this shit. Hold up. Let me side note this, bro, because this is bullshit. Like, that's bullshit. And what year did you think that was? When they was making those stamps? Hmm. What year do you think that was? I'm just, bro. Fuck that. Fuck this shit, bro. That's bogus. That's bogus. Fuck. Cause this ain't no game, bro. I don't know how we can sit here and go back and look on this shit so easy, and they sit here and think that hey, you follow those guidelines from 1935, Social Security Act. Yeah, what, 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 motherfucker? What's crazy? Like they really put this shit on stickers. They put this on fucking stamps, bro. They made fun of this shit. They literally fucking made fun of this shit, bro. Look at here. Look at this shit. You think this shit a game? This shit is not no fucking game, bro. They really made this shit. Who you think made this shit? What year you think this was? We gonna find it. Let's see if we can find the year of anything. I want to find the years of this. Where's the year stamps? Is it right here? Is one right here? Maybe we can find one. I'm really just wigging this shit. Ooh, we found the year somewhere. So after, so in the 1900s, bro, in the early 1900s, man. In the early 1900s, they was throwing black babies in the fucking swamp with alligators for bait. Alligator bait right here. Come on, man. They was literally they even put two and two together. So it was like early 1900s. So like after this shit, right? Before, so pretty much 30 years later, they wanted a Social Security Act to put black people under that same shit. Or was let me try to Google that. When did black people get under Social Security Act? Like this ain't no joke, man. I'm alligators, bro, attacking black people. When did black people become under welfare? Explain when slavery was abolished. Low paying families for blacks in the South to get welfare laws was used. But damn, so black people didn't really get on welfare until probably the 1960s. I don't know. So I need to do my research on that shit for real. I'm gonna do my research on that for real. I might want to side note that for real. I need to write notes on that one, boy, because that's some shit. Let me keep that in mind. Let me put that to the side. Actually, I'm gonna keep that in mind because I really want to know that shit. But here we go, man. So like, black people really are under this shit. Got put on this shit and didn't know nothing about Social Security yet. I'm pretty sure they didn't know fully anything about it. Every black person that's under this damn shit did not know nothing really about it. They just knew they was getting help. They assumed they was getting help, you know? And they took this as help, but it wasn't really help. I mean, it took, I'm pretty sure, y'all. This is like fourth time the charm, probably. I don't know, like fourth time that you ain't, all right. Here it is right here. How the fuck can we get manipulated so many times by these people, aka the white man, from black people, the white man. I'm not gonna say every white person is wrong. Every white person's fucking, evil. I'm not gonna say that. But how can we keep getting fooled? One time, fooled by motherfucking, back in the old times saying they was our friend. Next thing you know, they switched on us some shit and fucking started abolishing it, start fucking enslaving people and shit. They fooled us by that. Fooled us with this fucking welfare shit, the Social Security Act. Thinking they was helping us. Like every time we get fooled, they helping us. Every time we get trapped and stuck in some shit and put in some bullshit, they are putting on image like they're fucking helping us. That's the image they give us every time. They're helping. And I'm paying attention. I see that they They always gonna give off the image like they're fucking helping, and they're not. They're literally just using you to get what they want. But this is what the fuck they using people to get what they want. I know I'm talking a lot, man. I know I'm talking a lot, but I just want to break this down so we all can understand the game they playing. For real, for real. Like I just want to break it down, man. I hate being the one to talk so much, man, because I don't like talking. I ain't gonna lie, I don't like talking at all. When I'm talking, I'm talking. And this is the type of shit I'm gonna talk about. I don't talk about that bullshit. I just don't like talking about bullshit. I talk about some real shit, and there's some real shit going on.
Was started for the purpose of providing a social safety net for low income people. It was to take care of those that.
Oh, it was supposed to be a safety net for low income people, bro. Those are women. Those are women. They keep. She's saying people, but she can't be direct. But majority of those are those low income women back then were women, and those low income people were women. For real.
That were dependent members of the population, and dependent meant dependent on government because they could not take care of themselves.
Only women depend on shit. Only women depend, bro. What kind of man depends on another motherfucker? A weak man. But you not that's not I'm pretty sure back in those times they wasn't really depending on the government. It was women that was depending on. Man, come on.
Due to poverty. So it was a way, the Social Security Act is a way of protecting those people, as we have learned, on a temporary basis for a period of time in their life when they can't do it themselves. The way the federal government decided to eliminate the major causes of dependency was to start out with the following sections of the Social Security Act. One was the Old Age Security, which we most all think about when we think of Social Security Act. Second, they started unemployment right away. They started the security for children right away, and they started a public health segment and a couple more as well. But the whole idea was to provide marginal, temporary, but regular income for individuals in need. So when I talk about Title 4D being part of the Social Security Act, we're not talking about affecting the old age retirement program at all. It's two separate programs. Right now, there's 21 titles in the Social Security Act, and what we're talking about is Title 4 of the Social Security Act. That is Title 4, which is the rubric for that is needy families and child welfare. I can tell you exactly what that says, but that's the focus for Title 4. So Title 4D is a segment of Title 4 of the Social Security Act. Title 4D is child support collections and enforcement, to give you kind of a picture of how this.
So this is literally Title 4A, Title 4D. But Title 4B and C don't even get talked about. Where did this come from? Title 4A clearly is being talked about is because cash payments. Title 4D, oh, that's automatically you don't have no choice. Your ass getting controlled. But apparently, I guess you got a choice when you got A. But why is these I'm gonna let her. She got to rock, man. She gonna rock. Shout out to Molly.
Fits in. So what are the limitations of the Title 40 Welfare Service Program? Well, as our researchers went back and studied this, not only back to 1935, but we've been back to 1912 to try to understand the whole evolution of these programs.
They went back to 1912 before the shit even fucking rocked. Before the shit even took off. Before the Social Security Act even took off, they went back before to 1912, bro. So they know what the fuck they talking about. And think, bro, I just showed you the year they was doing the alligator bait shit. Bro, I just showed you the year. That shit was crazy as fuck back then. Bro, you can't even say that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You imagine living in those times when they throwing children, black children, knowing they was hearing about they was throwing black children in the water for alligators to eat them. for bait. Just imagine being those times, and then they trying to, do this kind of shit too. Like you don't know what the fuck going on. For real, you didn't know what the fuck was going on back then. There was so much shit going on. Like, god damn, nigga, you thought your ass is in a war zone. You gotta be protected, bro. You gotta be so safe. Like, and to all right, today, it still have those trembling effects on your paranoia as a black person in this world today. It still does. It paranoids you. Like, man, nobody really know what the fuck people be going through as their own race. I'm gonna say it like that. Your race really don't know. People from other races don't know what other races are going through with their own trauma and bloodlines of trauma and experiences through the bloodline of the ancestors. Like, come on, man. Your ancestors are literally in your bloodline, and whatever they experience is literally what is in your blood. Whatever your bloodline experienced before you were born is literally in the fucking blood of you right now. So your ancestors are in what they experience is in your blood right now. And that is a part of what the fuck you go through today. And what all the paranoia and trauma and part of the thoughts you are thinking today is from your ancestors back in the past. Like you ask yourself, why I'm so scared of heights? Or why are you so scared of something and you never did it? Because in your fucking blood, man, the ancestors are in your blood telling you we don't do that shit. I'm not doing, bro. We ain't, bro. Like the experience and the thoughts of the ancestors, or you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know, man. You gotta do your own research and think, and go through all that. You gotta go. You just gotta do it, man. Spiritually.
Title IV was created by the federal government, and it was for a limited class of people.
Hey, she just said something. Okay, man. I learned some shit on this right here. So like, um, so I learned some shit on this. So if the federal government created that, right? The federal government created that, then what the fuck? Why is the state required? So you tell me the federal government the federal government has more power over the state, but federal government created this. So why is state making it a law? Why is the state required? What do state man? State has no power over federal. Period. But state made it a law and made it a requirement to pay child support. They did that. So it's crazy. It's a fucking crazy ass fucking stupid ass mixture of fucking bullshit. How you created something and you let a motherfucker another half of something just create a law on it too? Like overstepping your fucking like shit. Like goddamn, like this shit is wild. They made this shit and expected just like didn't make no safety precautions on none of this because they didn't give a fuck.
Four was created by the federal government, and it was for a limited class of people, for needy and dependent people, to ensure their basic needs.
Needy, independent people, boy. Oh my god! So these big ass kids that depend on it's big ass kids having kids that depend on motherfuckers that take care of them, help them because they made a fucking decision laying up with somebody they fucking knew they needed help from, or they knew they was gonna need help from in the future. If you didn't know that, I don't see how you didn't know that one, but how you don't see that one coming. You knew you're gonna need help from somebody when you let them fucking fuck you raw. Like how you not know you was gonna need help from them eventually? For real, what the fuck, man? That's wild. That's wild. They think that. Like, hey, they got it. They dependent. They depend on what the fuck. I don't know, man. Fuck it.
On how the whole Title IV is limited to those in need and those who are dependent on the government. Sometimes that word dependent gets confused when we talk about dependent children because people think of dependent children as anybody 18 and under.
Right.
But that's not true for Title IV of the Social Security Act. We're talking about dependent children, dependent who have no parents to provide for them, no relative to provide for them. So here you can see the legislative history here where it's limited to need independence. Here's another reference from legislative history of the Social Security Act, talking again about needy, dependent children. That was the appropriation for Title IV. So then we need to look at two different words, needy and dependent. What are those? According to a...
Ooh, she about to get into this shit, boy. She about to get... Oh, so let's get into that. Let's get into that for sure. Needy and dependent. Are you a needy motherfucker or a dependent motherfucker? Can we break this down? She gonna break it down, but can we literally about the law break this down? Because they literally let this rock for so long that we don't even know the difference. We don't even know the real difference of needy and dependent. You feel me? So she gotta explain it. So she gonna explain this and damn, what the fuck? If you are a needy motherfucker, why you got children? If you need to depend on motherfuckers, why are you having children?
Private independent report going back to 1946 as they were studying the Social Security Act, they made it clear in that report, and many others I might add, that need was defined by a strict definition. That definition in Minnesota law was clear in 1937, that a dependent child not only was under the age of 18, but was deprived of parental support because of continued absence from the home from the primary wage earner, and not or not just, or not eliminating, but and whose relatives, nobody's relatives, no one is able to provide for them without public assistance.
That's crazy. Nobody's able to provide for them without public assistance. See, that's weird. That's weird as fuck. That's crazy. Bro. And the fact that the child is deprived by the one that makes them more money. The one that makes them more money is literally kept away. Literally kept away though. Dang. And this is the problem. That's the fucking problem today, bro. That's the problem like a motherfucker today. But yeah. So that's crazy. And that's bullshit too, for sure. You really y'all really fucking on that shit. Y'all want to keep fathers away from their children, even though they make more money, and it's just putting people in poverty for real. That's bogus as shit, bro.
That's the purpose of Title IV. So that dependent child, here again, in Minnesota statute even today, where they're not able to provide for the child. In 1974, the federal government looked at Title IV-A of the Social Security Act. Now, Title IV-A is the section for TANF, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, or AFDC was the old title for that. And in Minnesota, that's where the MFIP would come from, where all of the laws and all of the funding for MFIP come from Title IV-A. So in 1974, which was right after the sexual revolution, the federal government was looking at their Title IV-A rolls and saying, wait a minute, we have so many people on here, this is exploding. We're giving so much assistance to so many, this is unsustainable. So the federal government decided to do a study on Title IV-A to say, who are these people? Who's getting these services? What they discovered is the majority...
Why didn't they do a study on the D? Why didn't they do study on the fucking Title IV-D? They want to do a study on the shit that... Oh my God, bro. Dads abandoned the family. That's crazy. Bro. That's crazy. They found this shit. Out of wedlock births. Single mothers with children. Dads was nowhere to be found. What the fuck? What do you think? This is the government coming to people fucking figuring this shit out. Nobody wants to be fucked with y'all. Nobody wants y'all to fuck with them. Of course they gonna fucking hide. You trying? They know this has something to do with slavery. This is some slavery shit. They didn't want to get caught up fucking going to jail because you motherfuckers know. Well, you motherfuckers didn't want a man in the house. They knew they had a fucking fear. There's word going around everybody's mouth saying some the government is literally not going to help your ass or help people with the man in the house. That was word. So they used that shit as a pussy ass motherfucking man in the fucking house, and he literally fucking hid in the house, in the fucking attics, in the attics. Come on, man. All mothers had custody. Duh, duh. Of course they had custody. Y'all set that shit up. That like, what the fuck is they talking about? That's failed to provide, bruh. So they failure to provide money, cause y'all fucking taking it out of mother. Man, they was literally forcing that shit. Don't tell me it was literally forcing men to go to jail over that shit for not paying that partial shit, bro. Today's world got us fucked up because they really forcing us all into this shit. I can't even explain what the fuck it was back in 1974. But this is the type of shit they found. They are still doing it today, and they making this still the fucking reason why men ain't in the house.
Majority of the people in Title 4A getting what we know of as welfare services were a result of out of wedlock births, single moms with children, dads were nowhere to be found, dads abandoned the family, all moms had custody by default because dads weren't there.
Right?
Dads failed to provide financially, they weren't around, and therefore mothers and children had been abandoned to public assistance. What they found out later is the only way the moms could get public assistance was if the dad wasn't there. So a lot of the dads, when they used to knock on the doors and say, hey, we're just checking up on you, the dads were actually up in the attic or hiding in the closet. So they weren't really even absent. So a lot of these assumptions that they've made to build the program on must also be questioned. So what they decided to do, the federal government said, aha, we have all of these people on 4A welfare services, and the dads out there, they should be paying. The dad should be paying. So they started the Title 4D system in 1974 based on the following assumptions: that women cannot get work outside of the home, that women are expected to stay home with kids, that women are unable to self-sustain without assistance of the government or a man.
See that shit? You see that? And all this shit is cap. All this shit is cap. Straight cap.
The men are always the primary wage earner, that dads do not participate, and all married dads are deadbeats. Those were the assumptions on which Title 4D was built.
I'm gonna say all this is cap. Besides, men is always the primary wage earner. That's the truth. That's the truth. But all this other stuff, all unmarried dads were deadbeats. You see that? That shit was cap.
And I think today we can see that most all of those presumptions must be questioned. So it must be questioned how the evolution of this program has gone even far beyond that. So this is where we're at.
All right, we're gonna stop right. We're gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop right there. Timestamp this, and yeah, that's it, man. That's it. We're gonna do another part on this, and yes, it's like that. It's fucking like that, man. And Social Security Act, man, what the fuck, y'all see this, man? Y'all see this? I mean, I'm learning just how y'all learning. I'm not fucking. I didn't know none of this shit. I just knew what I know off of hearing things, seeing things, personal experiences, all this. Like I just all out, and it's all adding up. And dude, this is made in 2019. Social Security Act was created in 1935. Why are we still talking about this shit? Why are we not fixed? Why ain't this been fixed to the point that people can prosper? People want to provide for their children. Men want to provide for their children. Men want to support their children in every fucking way possible. And if y'all don't let that shit happen, they're going to be in foster care for sure. All right, we know this. So they're either gonna be in foster care or end up in fucking streets or end up fucking a drug dealer, gang banger, all this kind of shit. End up killing somebody in a fucking movie theater. Like this is what today led. This is what it led us to today. It led us to motherfuckers acting like who they are is today. I said are is who they is today. Man, this literally adds up to what's going on today, man. I don't even want to get into like the dumb shit, bro. Like, but at the same time, bro, all this shit is dumb, you know. But you gotta get into some dumb shit because this dumb shit is literally in the law books. Like, it's dumb shit literally stated as law being required for you to pay, being required for you to be a motherfucker in this system or being drugged through the system or into this system because of a female you thought you trust and you thought you can make a family with, and somehow just couldn't do it. And back in the day, bro, the man was a pussy. I ain't gonna lie, that was some pussy ass shit that they was going in the fucking attic hiding on that shit. Like what the fuck, like that's part of fucking slavery shit. That's that was fucking black people that was doing that. I don't know no white man that was hiding in a fucking attic when they did that shit. I don't know white man. I ain't heard no stories on white people doing that shit back in the day. It was literally black people doing that shit back in the day, hiding in attics, trying to be a family still, and get government help and get government assistance. Like it's crazy. But hey, y'all hear what it is, man. Y'all heard it here, man. Part 3 coming up soon. I'm doing part 3. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna do this thing, man. And man, we at the peak. You feel me? Peak game. We on top, man. Highest point of thinking in our brain, man. Highest point of thoughts in our brain. You talking about, man? Let's get it, man. For sure. You know what it is, man. Hey, if you like the stream, like the stream. If you want to support, hit the cash apps, and we in this. Hey, for sure. And man, if you want to comment, leave a comment. If you want to chat, leave a chat. It don't matter. If you disagree what I'm talking about, let me know. We can schedule some and get on this fucking live and go ham. And we gonna do this. You feel me? I'm not scared of shit. We can talk this over. I'm just prove me wrong. Somebody to prove me wrong and prove to me why this shit is a good thing instead of why this shit went on for so long as a good image. Like you need to pay, you need to do this, you need to go through this. Why was this put on as a good image to go through and wasn't never stopped by black people? You feel me? Because black people are in this shit. I'm pretty sure majority that this woman talking about, majority of people this woman talking about that went through all this shit and had to go through all this shit, poverty, all that kind of other shit, were black. I know they were black, bro. But here we go. But shout out to the gang. We out this month. Deuces job. For sure. And you know what to do. Hit the like.